Jalen.
Yes.
What should the Knicks do this offseason?
The Knicks won this trade. I couldn't wait to come and sit eye to eye with you and let you know that.
The Knicks won the trade.
I'm going to give you some inside information.
Go ahead.
Kristaps Porzingis been unhappy with the Knicks since he got drafted and got booed. He's been unhappy since that day. He's been operating out of spite since that moment. Yes, he made an all-star, but did he lift him and take him anywhere? The last time I checked, he ain't played in no playoff games. Okay, so if you keep Kristaps...
And don't forget, he called for Phil Jackson to bid up out of there. He went to
Correct.
Dolan, so I want him in there.
So Max, I'm going to give you a crystal ball. If y'all keep Kristaps Porzingis with the Knicks, they become New Orleans with AD in the Eastern Conference. That's what they become.
But a worse AD, because Kristaps isn't as good as AD.
You're blaming Kristaps on being salty with Knicks fans for booing him at the draft, and I'm blaming the problem with the relationship with the Knicks on the Knicks, which is why the Knicks have a problem with the relationships with everybody.
Correct. And so now let me tell you why
That's
they won
on the Knicks.
Trade.
That's why they lost the trade.
Let me tell you why they won the trade. Dallas, it's great that they paired up Luka and KP. Like, they're going to be amazing together. They're going to be a terrific dynamic duo. But the Mavs gave up a first-round pick to get Luka. They gave up 2 first-round picks to get Kristaps. So they're out of that mix.
Because they got 2 franchise players
Correct.
now.
So let's talk about what the Knicks going to have now. The Knicks have their first-round pick this year, which could be number 1 overall.
85% chance it's not.
Okay, but it could be.
15%.
Okay, so you got to be – you can't win if you ain't in. They have 2 max spots they could get. And when you hear whispers like KD may come if he leaves, Kyrie may come if he leaves, you got to be a player in that. And if those guys don't come, maybe I get Butler, maybe I get Kemba, and I have 2 All-Stars that I just parlayed him into.
Butler and Kemba is the typical mistake the Knicks would make. They will never win a championship giving maxes to Butler and Kemba. They'll be a second-round playoff team. My whole life like this with the Knicks. At best, they're a second-round playoff team. Here's the problem with the whole thing about Porzingis. Any franchise winds up with Kristaps Porzingis. You are a bum franchise if with cap space, if you dig yourself cap holes heading into a free agent class with Porzingis, that makes you a bum franchise. It means you're poorly, not just poorly managed, but stupidly managed.
Well,
if you have cap problems with Porzingis,
or I'm picking there because he was hurt last year.
No. If I ran the Knicks and I had Kristaps
you wouldn't have stopped him from getting injured.
Timeout. I would make sure not to have anything on the books except for Porzingis heading into this class, and then I would tell the world and the KDs and the Kyries of the world, come play with Kristaps Porzingis.
But that's not a realistic scenario.
It is realistic, just not for this franchise because they stink.
No, this is the first time in 10 years, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the Knicks have had flexibility.
Yes, it is true.
They've been handcuffed, Max.
But wait a minute.
How about this?
No,
let me say one more thing, and I want Stephen A to go. They're going to parlay Kristaps Porzingis, 1 player, into 6 players.
Well, let me say.
Into 6 players.
I've explained this to Max. He's hard-headed about this because he's emotional about Dolan, and that's what this is. He's emotional about Dolan. Here's the thing. Your analysis would be on point if you were saying, okay, it's not about Porzingis. It's all about the Knicks. You're complaining about what the Knicks were before Porzingis arrived and how it's contaminated the environment, the confines. What we're saying is this is what the situation was with Porzingis. He walked into the New York Knicks office last Thursday, said, get me up out of here. Not only did he say that, he said, if you don't, I'm going to sign a qualifying offer.
The Knicks.
A qualifying offer is a 1-year deal that ensures he's an unrestricted free agent.
He would never do that.
After next season. Listen, the point is, he was basically saying, I'm going to make it so unattractive, no one's going to want to come here. They had to do this.
Right. Hold on. I want to respond to that. He was never going to do that.
He was never going to do what?
Sign a 1-year qualifying offer coming off a catastrophic injury when he could be set for life with $130 million something dollars. Okay, that wasn't going to happen. That was a bluff. But the main thing is this.
Wasn't a bluff.
They would still have the same draft pick they would have had this year. They should not have given Tim Hardaway Jr. a contract or been in cap problems in the first place.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract allowed that deal to take place.
Right, you shouldn't have traded him. No, they had to get out from under cap problems, and so they did that using Porzingis. If you have a Kristaps Porzingis, just like the Rockets once had Olajuwon, I'm not saying he's necessarily Olajuwon, or the Spurs had Duncan, or the Mavs had Nowitzki. I mean, I don't know. Let's wait and see. The point is, they didn't use those guys to get out of cap problems. They built championship squads around those guys. You should still have cap space to sign both KD and Kyrie using Porzingis as a lure, not have to use him to dig out of problems that you've created.
Max, I guarantee you, when you see, and nobody mentioned Dennis Smith Jr., who's actually a player they got
passed on him in the draft.
I'm just saying.
They could have had him in the draft.
Why you say
Yeah,
they?
and now they got him.
But so look,
Dolan hired
so remember this now. We're gonna remember this conversation. They got Dennis Smith Jr., who's going to be a player. They're going to get 3 first-round draft
From a
picks.
team that's going to be very good because they have Porzingis and
And
Doncic.
they're a player in the 2019 class.
They would have been that anyway.
I would take that over Porzingis.
But it's not an either or. That's the
Yes,
problem.
it is.
It's
That's why I had to move
wait.
it.
This is what we're arguing about. It's an either or because the franchise stinks. They've made bad decisions that made it an either or. If they were a good franchise, it wouldn't be an either or.